Most people do not see their beliefs. Instead, their beliefs tell them what to see. This is the simple difference between clarity and confusion. Matt Kahn. Thanks, Matt. So here's an example of this. I was at the stationery store, looking for a calendar for next year, and this man came along and he wanted one too. He was to my right and was standing there, leaning in, stretching his arm to try to grab one of them to have a look. So I glanced over at him and said, "Move closer. I don't bite." What he's thinking is that I could be some big virus with the ability to make him sick and kill him, and what I'm seeing is he's totally a neurotic hypochondriac. We have two completely different ways of looking at being in public now. He's afraid of everyone and I couldn't care less. That's because of our belief systems. We're having two completely different experiences and responding in two different ways to the same scenario. Hell, I've lowered my mask just to smile at people. Ivo, and that is how you tell a person's belief system, my love, by their reaction. Me, I want to be able to tell my beliefs before I react to them. Is that possible? Ivo, difficult with your submerged subconscious. However, looking back through your life to see about your reactions to various stimuli would give you some historic information. Me, I want to know how I feel before I react. Ivo, then do as we tell you and learn to create your life. When you decide what type of life you want to live, then you know how you will react. When you say, "I live a peaceful life with no stress," then you will react as if that is the truth. Try it. Me, suppose part of me wants to react, and I end up suppressing that reaction through denial. I get that kind of thing from all kinds of people. It feels like someone slamming a door in your face. My whole family has been doing that lately, using every kind of denial tactic going, just from stating out loud that they fear nothing to calling me a nut. These are all forms of denial. They're people who are shutting the door in my face rather than exploring the truth. I don't want to start doing that with myself, not again. Ivo, so then you must feel the feeling that comes up and understand if it is fear-based. You do not have to react to it. Let it go and take note of it for further examination later. Repeat the mantra, "My life is peaceful and stress-free." Me, imagine we live in a world now where the one thing that can bridge a gap between two strangers anywhere on the planet, a smile, isn't allowed. Ivo, you are living under a sick regime. Me, I think a smile cures more disease than any inoculation ever could. Now I have to assert my right to smile. Holy cow. Ivo, I remember when I was in Toronto, which is a liberal city, and they have some customs I wasn't in the habit of practicing. It was Christmas Day and as usual, I was alone. Yeah, grab your violins. Don't worry, I buy myself whatever I want for Christmas, then I spend the day in peace and quiet, and as I walked up the street I walked by people and they smiled and said, "Merry Christmas," or the more PC version, "Happy Holidays." I replied in kind, first kind of amazed that big city people were acting different. That same person would have walked over my body if I'd fallen and threatened to keep her from getting to Union Station on time for her train. Yeah, stress kills. On Christmas it's a day for everyone to unwind, I guess, except for the one who has to cook dinner. Ivo, which, of course, says a lot about one's beliefs. Why should she behave any differently on Christmas Day than on other days of the year? Or why should she behave any differently on other days of the year than she would on Christmas Day? Why, when people put on suits and carry briefcases, do they behave any differently than they normally would? It is environmental and it is habitual. These are roles. Me, yeah, the same thing I keep saying is why it's okay to wear a string bikini on the beach, even appropriate to do so, but try it at your mother's second marriage and she'll have a bird on you. Wear it downtown and, well, all the suits will love you, but others will be shocked. I can't see the difference. If a bikini is okay on the beach, why not anywhere else? When women sunbathe topless on their balcony, people are shocked, but they do it at the beach all the time in Europe, here they'll lie on their stomach to cover their breasts. What's the difference? It's all belief systems. Ivo, you must examine your past and your current behavior to see what your belief systems are. Oftentimes you can trace them back to one or both parents. Your personal coaches have a tendency to ask questions about certain matters that would help you to trace back these beliefs. Me, yeah, like the money coach I had earlier. What I realized is that my money beliefs came from the 1930s, and that was the time of the Great Depression, where people went without and where the Illuminati raised the rate of inflation so high that people became worthless overnight. There's an interesting topic on beliefs, being worthless. So I guess I'm worth undisclosed amount dollars Canadian before taxes. I doubt that. Ivo, and this is where many of you derive your sense of power from the jobs that you attract and from your spending power. You get credit cards that extend this, but leave you feeling powerless because you cannot pay them off. Me, yeah, like mine. It's like throwing money down an empty hole. Ivo, so now you see your belief. You believe that paying off a credit card is impossible. It is possible. But because you believe it to be impossible, you are not accomplishing anything. It is possible and you could make more inroads into this if you tried harder. It may mean giving up a few of the things you are purchasing now or increasing your income, but it would be possible. When you start to see the balance drop, then you would understand it is possible, and you would change your beliefs. Your credit attitude also comes from your parents. My love, you underestimate yourself so much. When you were a child, you saw your mother cut up your father's credit cards. Me, LOL, I did. I can't remember what she said. Ivo, that is not necessary. You are psychic and an empathy, and you picked up more in feelings from these events than the actual words. Your parents were both liars. Why do you think you are more traumatized than your siblings were? Because you are an empathy and experienced the trauma on more levels than they were able to. Me, oh. Ivo, you picked up on your mother's anger at your father for spending on his credit card and she angrily cut it up. You understood them then to be bad things. Your first credit card, obtained when you were in your 20s, was embarrassing for you when your credit ran out. And now this card has its credit out as well. Me, I'm like my father. Ivo, you learned your parents' lesson. Yes, in this society now you need credit cards, but you must use them only in cases where you cannot use cash. Me, which are more and more. Ivo, when you give yourself a new empowered message, such as, I can and I will pay off my credit card, the universe will conspire to give you the means to do so. Me, okay. Ivo, you must move away from old thinking and embrace metaphysics as you move into the age of Aquarius. As you gain in power, you must capitalize on that by embracing more power. You have a belief system around credit cards that does not work for you. Now you must change it. Every area where your belief systems are limiting you, you will understand as painful. This is not a huge issue for you, however, it is an annoyance and more expensive than you should have to endure. What shows you your belief systems is when your mood drops and you become negative or feel disempowered to achieve anything. That is the next thing that must be worked on. Me, thanks, Ivo. Ivo, my love, there are fewer and fewer issues as we work through them. You are holding more light and feeling better, and your health is responding in kind. It is all reversing. Those out there listening can learn to understand their belief systems as well, by the results they are manifesting in their lives. Many of you came to transmute the family karma, and it is your job to win at the lessons your parents failed to. Look at belief systems carefully because they do influence your daily lives. Sheran cannot pay off her credit card because of her beliefs around holding credit. These are societal beliefs as well. If you wish to change your societies, look at how you contribute to the whole of it, and change how you relate to what society has to offer you. That is the entire point. You are a part of a whole, change yourself and the whole will have to change as well. When you are clear with yourself, not confused or experiencing any negativity, you are standing in your power. In order to understand your beliefs, you must examine your behavior. If you cannot pay off a credit card, it is because you believe it is not possible, or that you might suffer in doing so. Raising the extra money to do so is not an option that you are considering, but this would be the way forward. This way you do not go without any of the perks you are living with now. Either spend a bit less here and there, or raise more money. Me, awesome, Ivo. Thank you. Ivo, my love. If anyone owes you, it is I. Me, I'll take it in trade.